There's a big difference between a workout and a training program. A workout is a singular day of training, where a training program, on the other hand, is strategic planning and execution of workout to get you closer and closer to your goals. A training program is a culmination of multiple workouts that all follow a similar goal in order to achieve progressive overload. Now, the goal from person to person will vary, whether it may be weight loss, building a better physique, getting a stronger squat, building a bigger bench, or a sport-specific performance goal. The same rules apply. Now, regardless of your goals, you want to be able to achieve your gains without a risk of an injury and reach your goals in the shortest amount of time possible. So we know we need to continue to challenge ourselves in order to continue to make progress towards our goals. This principle is called progressive overload. We can accomplish this in one of two ways: linear progression or undulating progression. Linear progression occurs when we take one variable, typically the amount of load or resistance, and make it progressively more and more challenging. Undulating progression, on the other hand, occurs when we manipulate at least two variables that have an inverse relationship to each other. This typically entails adjusting the load, which is a percentage of 1 rep max, and the number of reps or sets, which will ultimately manipulate the volume. In this video, I want to show you how to build a training program using progressive overload to help you reach your goals in the shortest amount of time possible. Hey guys, my name is Dr. Joey Rosie. I'm a physical therapist, strength coach, and the founder of Linear Performance. If this is your first time here, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss another video. So first, you need to have an idea of how to build a singular workout using your 1 rep max. If you don't already know how to do that, be sure to check out this video where I walk you through it. So we have a couple of different scenarios and examples, so make sure you stay tuned through the end to see what works best for you. Let's start by taking a look at an example of linear progression, as it's easier to understand. So week 1, you do 3 sets of 10 at 68% of your 1 rep max. Week 2, 3 sets of 10 at 70%. Week 3, 3 sets of 10 at 72%. And week 4, we do 2 sets of 10 at 75%. Now, side note, you cannot keep adding weight week to week without running the risk of injury. So as a good rule of thumb, run a deload week once a month to let your tendons, ligaments, and body recover, as muscles tend to recover much faster than these tissues. This really lets you limit the overall volume accumulation and keep you from progressing too quickly. Now, in a perfect world, we would continue to add resistance and volume each week, and our bodies would continue to adapt, and we would get infinitely stronger. But the truth of the matter is, we have to do this strategically so we don't get injured and really halt our goals, as muscle growth actually occurs outside of the gym. The gym is just the stimulus to allow the growth to occur while you recover. Now let's take a look at undulating progressions, where we manipulate both the load and the volume. So we can see that the load and the reps are both changing each day. These daily changes in variables are known as daily undulation. And in this scenario, the load progression each week is similar to linear progression. However, as resistance increases, the number of reps and sets decrease. This is because there's an inverse relationship with intensity and volume. For that reason, we want to make sure the program lays out a good plan for about 12 to 16 weeks, as that's about the length of time it takes for our bodies to really adapt. But if we can focus on an even longer block, such as 4 to 6 months long, that's even better. So the big question is, what's the best progression strategy? And the even bigger, more disappointing answer is it completely depends on the person. The way you respond is different from person to person. Also, if you target strength versus hypertrophy, that changes as well. In general, I like to have clients spend twice as long in hypertrophy than they do in strength. By default, you have more flexibility with hypertrophy than strength, as you have more reps to play with. Now, these charts are a great framework to start with, but should be adjusted differently to each person to help them reach their specific goal. Now, in my experience, linear and undulating programs have the benefits of both. Linear progressions are much easier to understand and to do on your own, because you're only focusing on one variable and not two. This is a great way to learn if you're new to exercise and want to see progress with your weights week to week, or if you're learning to write your own training programs. Undulating programs, on the other hand, have the benefit of not being as monotonous and let you train hard without thinking the only way to get better is more resistance. As a physical therapist, this is a myth I see far too often in the gym, where athletes feel the only way to get better is by adding weight, and that's just not true. By default, as the weight increases, technique tends to break down, and having good technique with higher loads becomes increasingly challenging. So to review, linear progressions focus on one variable, where undulating focuses on two. Both linear and undulating progressions can be incorporated and are often built into many training programs. A helpful tip: don't overcomplicate a training program. The goal of any training program is progressive overload. As long as you're progressively overloading the tissues, you're moving in the right direction. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to show your support by subscribing to the channel and turning on the notifications. Leave a comment below what you would like me to cover next. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.